Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join our webinar today on Institute Education by Leading RE. As usual, I'm going to mute all the callers during the bulk of the webinar to reduce the background noise, but I'll offer a time at the end of the webinar for questions. So if you think of any questions as we go along, please feel free to write them down, and I will open it up to questions at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody now.
All participants are muted, but All participants are muted and may not unmute themselves. Your entry is not valid.
That's fine. Okay, Scott, if you want to get started.
Well, hi everybody. This is Scott Monahan, Career Development Coach for Princeton School of Real Estate. And as you know, I'm here with Amanda Stem, Operations Manager for Wydell Real Estate. The topic of today's presentation is Institute Education courses, and they're provided by Leading RE. Before we get started, I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions. The first one, have you ever felt the need to expand your business? Well, hopefully that seems pretty obvious that we'd like to expand our business. And the second question I had was, have you ever needed some fresh ideas to get started? Now, the reason that I asked is that in the past, when I've needed inspiration, I've ended up at the bookstore. But today, I usually end up with online resources, and the Institute, as you'll find out, is rated one of the best. So I'd like to leave you with this. To quote my wife, all you need is one good idea to change your life. And we invite you to find your next great idea through the offerings of Institute. So now I'd like to turn the program over to Amanda Stem, and she'll show you how to get started.
Great. Thank you so much, Scott. As Scott mentioned, the Institute Education by Leading RE is one of the best resources available for online training. In fact, Leading Real Estate Companies of the World has been awarded the 9th position on Training Magazine's top 125 ranking of companies for employer-sponsored workforce training and development across all industries. And this is largely based on the Institute, which is its 24/7 online learning platform for real estate sales associates, managers, and staff. Some of the other companies that were recognized by Training Magazine, because it was across all industries, were Jiffy Lube International, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Best Buy, Nationwide, Western Union, and ADP. The Top 125 program focuses on companies that have demonstrated a strong focus on effective training and development tied to corporate strategic goals and business outcomes. And this is the 16th year in which training has ranked such companies. Each company was measured on both quantitative and qualitative data by an outside research and statistical and data company under the guidance of the magazine's management team. So Institute really is a fantastic resource that we have available as agents here in the company, and I'm going to do a little bit of a tour of the site here today, just to remind everyone that it is available to them and to let you know how to use it if you would like to do that. So right now I am logged in on the hub, and what you want to do to log into Institute is go to the hub, which is hub.wydellre.com. Do your regular hub login and scroll down to skill development. Under skill development, you need to scroll down until you get to Institute 2.0 and click on Our World. Now, the single sign-on, as far as we know here, has been working very, very well. If for any reason you have any trouble logging in this way, please send me an email at astem@wydell.com. It's ASTEM@wydell.com, because we did previously have some problems with it. It seems to be working great, but if that's not the case, I would love to know about it so we can address it and make sure that everyone has access to this valuable resource. This is the home page. From here, we're going to click on Institute so we can get into the home page for Institute. From this page, you can browse course information, you can participate in group discussions with your peers, or you can even sign up to take courses through the CE Shop for continuing education credits. There is a huge amount of material available here for your review. And one of the best ways to browse through the information is to use the Course Info tab here. When you click on it, this section contains some reference materials, which includes this Institute Help Guide, which is a great tool for navigating the site and a really good place to refer back to a lot of what I'm going to cover on today's webinar today. The next section here is the most popular items, and these are just a brief list of things that people either have been clicking on a very regular basis or commenting on. But the bulk of what we're looking at under this tab is the course promotions. What this section is it gives you by topic or names of the courses, a bunch of different names of courses available on the site. And when you click on these, you can find a very brief description of what the course is, and you can watch a short video. And I'm going to click on just one of them. They're just a minute long, and they give you a brief introduction to a course that you might be interested in taking. And this is the Open House ROI. I'm going to go ahead and play it. It's a very short video.
Let me ask you a question. Would you hold more open houses if they did more than appease your sellers and waste your time? What if they truly generated buyer and listing prospects for you and your business? The Institute course series, Open House ROI, will give you a new perspective on how to begin to hold strategic open houses, and will also provide the how and what to do before, during, and even after each open house to increase the return on investment of not only your time, but your money when it comes to open houses. Stay tuned for a quick preview of these courses.
When you hear open house, what comes to mind? Do you dread open houses, avoid mentioning the idea to sellers, or cringe when they ask about them? You may think they're a thing of the past, something that will just waste your time. Yes, they do take some time, effort, and planning, but if you do them right, you will harness the power of open houses and use them to grow your business. Then you'll look.
Okay, so that's all you're going to see with the preview of the course material. There are a couple PDFs at the bottom that you can link on that are additional reference materials in reference specifically to that course subject. But that's not, that's obviously not the entire course. They're just promotions that give you the opportunity to browse around a little and learn what you might be interested in taking. Once you have an idea of what kind of courses you want to take, you're going to come back to this home screen here. From the home screen, there's a couple of things you can do. You can continue to browse the course offerings. The new things that have recently been added are always going to be promoted here at the top of the screen, which I believe they will once we click on Take a Course here. Yes. So still promoted at the top of the screen are the latest releases, which are always featured here, so that if you're interested in taking something new that you haven't seen before, this is a great place to look at it. You can click on any of the tabs below for specific topic information, or you can simply search using a keyword or a course name. So the promo we just watched was on open houses. So you type that in, hit enter. It does take a couple minutes to come back with the results for you. It does have to go through quite a bit of information that's offered here. If it doesn't come back in the next couple of seconds though, we're going to try that one more time. Type in our keywords and hit enter. And now it's searching for us. So given just a minute, it's going to pull up anything that has open house as a topic or as a part of the course name. I hope, because it's going to be a lot easier to show you around the site here when they open up here. So this is what we just watched the promo for, was the Open House ROI. It is a series of a couple of different videos. This blue button here that you see that says Open Course right now, when you first go in, it's going to say Register Prepaid, because the company has paid for all these courses to be available company-wide, so it's nothing that you have to pay for. When you click on the button that says Register prepaid, it then switches to this blue button that says open course. So in order to actually take the course, you click on the button. It's going to give you a little bit of information about what you need as far as your systems to be ready to take the course. Each of the courses in the roster are usually about 5 to 8 minutes long for the videos. They're not lengthy videos, but they're dynamic and fairly interesting.
When you hear open house, what comes to mind?
I'm going to click right over here because I don't want to talk through it. I believe that the time of the course came up on that previous screen that said about 8 minutes. The 8 minutes time is for the total time of videos. There are quizzes in between to quiz you on the content to reinforce what you're learning by the videos. And then you have the opportunity after you take the quiz to review your answers and to determine how many you got correct and why you perhaps didn't get some of the other ones correct. After you take the quiz, depending on how many videos are available in the course,
Are you warming up to the idea of open house?
additional videos will play giving you additional information on the topic. Those are the two tabs from the main screen. For the course information and take a course are the ones you're probably going to use more often than anything else. The course information is really the best way to go around and browse the information that's available to you, but you can simply go through the course catalogs and read the introductions and the times that are available under each of the classes. So there's a couple of different areas, different ways that the courses are classified. There are things for brand new agents who have just joined the business. There's also syllabus that for all different types of topics, and if you're an experienced agent, there's other types of classes that you can take and time frames that you could take them in. And it's not a huge time commitment to do any of it. It's available to you 24/7, so you can do it at your leisure. But there is just a huge amount of material here for you, so we wanted to remind you that it is here, and it can be very valuable. And like Scott said, if you pull one idea from each of these little videos that you get, it is an excellent use of your time. I'm going to open it up for any questions to see if anyone has any questions about accessing the system or looking for particular types of classes that they might want to take. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
All participants are unmuted.
Are there any questions that anyone has?
Amanda,
Go ahead.
yeah, can you just quickly go through, if you can, how you got to that? Just want to make sure I missed one step.
Absolutely. From coming from the hub to get into the actual institute program, is that what you're looking for?
Oh, yeah, I lost the after help guide for info.
Okay. Okay, so when you go from the hub, from the skill development, click on the Our World section under Institute 2.0. The first screen you're going to get to is this Our World screen, because there is this is the leading RE Our World connection where you can also participate in group discussions with people, but what we're talking about here today is Institute, so it's one of these two primary buttons here. You click on Institute. This is the basic home screen for Institute, so this is where you're going to search for anything that you're looking for, and it's usually going to be either course information for what we're dealing with here today, or to actually take the class, you click on Take a Course. At the top of the screen,
Do you have to pay for that, or is that no charge?
no charge. And as I mentioned, when you go in to take a course, if you click on something, I'm going to try and click on something I haven't clicked on before so I can show you again that the button will say register for the class. Whoops, here we go. So before you go in to take a class, it's going to say register prepaid because the company, as I mentioned, has paid for access for all the agents in the company to have the access to take these classes. So once you click on it for the first time, it switches over to the open course button. So you don't have to add any of your information. It's a single sign-on. You just click from the hub, and then you're in. And once you're ready to take the class, you click on Open Course. And from there, at the bottom of the screen, there'll be a button at the bottom right here that says Next. That'll start the first video, possibly move you into a quiz after the video, and show any other videos that are in the system, or in that particular syllabus.
Okay, when you're done with this, can you do you get a certificate, or how does it recognize?
If it is an entire course, I believe the courses that have a syllabus, so once you go through a series of videos and complete the quizzes, they do send you a certificate via email. And that comes directly from Institute at Leading RE.
Right. Can this be used for CE?
These particular courses that we're looking at are not CE courses. If you go back to, I'm going to try and get back to the home page again here. So here on the home page is the link to go for continuing education credits, and that is done through the CE shop. And I believe this is going to be the Leading RE is going to just link up to the Institute at the CE shop.
Okay. Just a link.
And it's used. I don't know if you saw on that previous screen there was there is a discount, so you're going to want to use that discount code because there is a charge for the continuing education credits.
I already use that to activate the light.
Yep. Does anyone else have any questions as far as using Institute and what there is available for them to take a look at? Okay, great. Well, I really appreciate your taking the time to join in for the webinar today. As always, this webinar has been recorded and will be uploaded to the hub. It's currently all the webinars are under Agent Resources, but that is going to be moved to the Skill Development because it seems more appropriate to have it under Skill Development, the library of the previous webinars. So it will be there for you to view, and you can fast forward through it and get to the parts that you need to refresh yourselves on. So thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure, and I will talk to you all very soon.
Thank you very much, Amanda.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.